Okay, I want to show you this door that I'm working on. It's the driver's side door, and you see it's got a lot of rust problems. And this is just on the front corner. The hinges are up here, so I'm gonna rebuild this whole section right here, piece by piece. So just give you an idea what I'm working on. Okay, I've made some initial cuts, and what I'm going to do here is take out these pieces and this piece back here, and it exposes the inner structure of the door, which is actually very solid, just a little surface rust. But what I'll do then is I'm going to hand make these pieces together as one so that it fits this shape. And then once I get this piece completed and back in place, then I'll cut off this lower section and I'll hand form a piece to fit that as well. Some of this I may not mess with too much, like this hole here is pretty solid. It's an odd rusted area, but I can weld most of that together. And I may try to weld this area back together too and just grind it back. But I will make the rest of these pieces. Okay, so I've made my first piece. Kind of shaped it like that. And this is going to go in here and fill up this spot. Kind of hard to hold with one hand, but I've got it shaped pretty close, and as I weld it in, I'll continue to push it into location. Once I get that in place, then I can start working on the next piece. Now, it'd be nice if you could just stamp these things out and make it as a patch, but I'm going to have to make it piece by piece because the curves are just too complex. So I'll show you more as I go along. Alright, there's the first piece. That's where those two spot welds were. I duplicated those. And what will happen is I'll grind these welds down and smooth it up, and I'll have a very good transition. This is the piece that I cut out. So you kind of see I've got a little bit of a flare there as it kicks out. And then I'll make this piece, and then I'll work on the lower section. Okay, here I've blended down the welds that I had on that top piece. I've made this piece to fill in. So I gotta do some more welds on it, but you can see I do short little welds. And once I get that together, I'll finish up by making this lower piece down here. Okay, I've got most of it put together, and then I finally made this last piece, which will pop right in here. And when that's all welded in, it should be pretty close to looking like it did when it was new. Okay, there's the end result. Pretty close to the way it looked when it was new. Of course, it's such an odd stamping. There's some variation in anything. All the holes are filled in. Shape follows the contour like it should on both steps here. Now the next step will be to put a little more, there'll be some filler put on just to smooth it up and make it as smooth as it can be, like little areas like this, you know, but it's solid now, so it won't hurt to do that. I'll treat the metal and then I'll put some filler on top of that. That's it for now though.